Life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long. If you're going my way, I want to drive it all night long.
I feel like that's
through all these cities and all these towns.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
Oh, we should be singers, eh?
No.
Not really.
You could have did the whole song. No.
That's a hard
I'll
pass.
stick to what
Hard
I'm doing,
pass.
man. I'll swing a hammer. I'm good.
Thank you
Good.
so much for opening up the show, guys. I really appreciate it. And so great to meet you. Thank you for making the trek and coming out here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Oh, well, once I got wind of it, obviously we were talking off mic about Josh and Best Damn Roofer.
Yeah,
That's
man.
how the connection is. He's the Kevin Bacon in this story, right? So
Oh, yeah, 100%.
as soon as he told me about you guys, I'm like, yeah, for sure, I want these guys on the show. And then we got talking, and all of a sudden you started introducing me to everybody else, and here we are now. We're going to talk about you guys, right?
For
so.
sure.
Nice.
Yeah, a quick shout out to KSA Renovations. I always wear somebody else's tee, so I'm so glad that you gave me the tee, which I'm looking forward to wearing. 100%. And I love the logo, and I joked about my screensaver, and so there's a whole ape thing going on.
Yeah, that's actually a new logo we got coming out right now. Like
it's awesome.
We're just starting with small batch, just really starting the shirts right now, just because on site everybody keeps bugging me, and they're like, "You got to get gear. You got to get gear." I'm like, "I got gear. It's jacket." They're like, "No."
Gotta get gear.
Like
Gear,
merch.
like shirts, sweaters. We want stuff to wear, and I'm like, oh, and I kept putting it off, and I just didn't want to be like everybody else. Like everybody, if you look at all the construction out there, it's all skulls and stuff like that, right? So I, to be honest, local artist did it. My brother Wilf Seward, it's Werewolf Designs.
Yeah. What's his name?
Wilf Seward.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's Werewolf Designs is his company.
Yeah.
He just does it on the side.
It's a great design. It's totally a great design.
He's an amazing artist. Like we, like ever since we were kids, like that guy can literally look at something and draw it. Like it doesn't matter what it is. And if you say I want something like this, he can literally pop it out of his head. It's like, so when I told him, I said I'm thinking about doing something different, and I want like a gorilla, and he asked why. So I just said silverback gorilla, like the silverback gorilla protects their pride. That's the symbolized behind Zepps Gear, right?
I understand it, yeah.
So, so man, I'm not gonna lie. It took him a while because he's always procrastinating. But once he actually got to drawing it, man, I'm like,
how long did it take? A decade or two?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, was it?
Actually, I tried to get him to do it before we got on Dragons then, but he was a little too late. So now that's why we're starting now with the gear and stuff. And
I'll get it. I want to share all the D's first. So I got Pete and Pete, Sisily, and Aaron here, right?
Yes.
And Zeppatella is here, so Zepps Gear is here. www.zeppsgear.ca, and then you can email them at zeppsgear@hotmail.com, and then all over social under Zepps Gear. Everywhere. You guys are on all channels.
Yeah, man. We tried.
That's your doing.
No?
Well, a little bit. I started it, and then I was like, Mom, you can take over. I'm
Yeah.
doing all the other back-end stuff. So now we're splitting it
a
up.
lot of
It's
work,
working
huh?
out. It is a lot of work.
So
yeah.
I've been doing a lot of the posting, and if I'm missing a comment somewhere, all of a sudden I'll see, somebody commented. She's hopping on.
Or
and she's
you guys are
covering
at
my
that point where you
back.
actually reply to every single comment.
We try. Yeah, we try.
You
we
try, but you get to a
It
point
get-
where it's like, I can't do
Sometimes
this anymore.
or you miss something, and then one of us catches it.
You could do a video later on and just kind of answer the same question over and over for so many people, so you don't have to respond to every single person. But
Actually, we did that for a little bit.
Yeah.
She's the brains. Like I'm the designer and the creator because that's, it happened to me.
boots on the ground, and
Boots
that's
on
how
the
I love
Exactly.
hearing like stories like this where you have a tradesperson who came up with a problem and figured out that problem with a really good solution,
Well, yeah,
right?
it's a shitty way I came up with the problem.
I don't
but,
doubt it because we are talking about safety here, right?
Yeah. So she actually started like like you were saying, like people would send in questions or whatever. So then we started doing videos for a bit. Like, okay, well I'll answer it by video.
How long we talking? Like how far back we talking about here?
So
When Zepps Gear
Yeah, when
came
we
about.
all
oh,
started.
geez. Oh, okay. Well, that's like
A
way back.
while.
So to be honest,
Okay, actually, before we get ahead of that, so by trade, framer, scaffolding.
okay, so my trade is I'm a general carpenter.
Yeah.
I started off in residential, right? I started off when I was about 13 years old. It's kind of different now. You don't see kids really doing stuff anymore, right?
Yeah, I know it's like 14 and a half.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like 13.
24 and a half.
Yeah, pretty much,
You know what I
right?
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 13, and basically, the funny story is, I didn't even want to do this.
What were you planning on doing?
To be honest, I dabble with mechanics,
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And I wanted to be a mechanic. So what happened though when I was 13 was I used to work on a peach farm. My parents, I'm Italian, so typical. You got to work, you got to do stuff, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm sick and tired of going to this peach farm, right? So I tell my mom, I don't want to do this no more. Okay, I'll take care of you, right? So next summer comes around. So she's got all these feelers out, and she had a friend of hers. He's a carpenter, right? Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
He's a carpenter. His name's Joe Natal, and
Another Italian.
Yeah, yeah, of course, right? So she's like, okay, you don't want to go do peaches. Well, guess what you're doing, right? You're going with this guy. And I'm like, oh,
that's
okay.
a nice transition if you think about it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'll take it back just a little bit further. Is when I was younger, about 8, whatever. My dad, he used to do everything by himself, right? And we actually in St. Catharines, we live in St. Catharines, and he built a barn in St. Catharines from scratch. Nice. And I was his little apprentice.
Yep.
At 8 years old, straighten these nails. I'm going to teach you how to swing a hammer. Awesome. Here's a saw. I don't know, that's scary. You're going to put your hand here and you're going to cut like this. So he basically taught me the fundamental of working with tools, right? Stuff like that. So my mom knew this. So she just like threw me into this guy and go, here, don't worry, he can cut. And I started doing trim with him. Then we would do framing and then go back and forth to trimming houses, framing. So that was great.
So like how far back we talking? The 90s?
Oh, yeah. Like I'd say like probably I was like 13, so.
Trust me, I'm older than you.
Yeah, like
early 90s.
Yeah, early 90s, late 80s, right?
All right.
Yeah, because I'm 50 now, right? So like around there, and then I just grew up with the trade. And then I would go back and forth. So I still was in mechanics because I really wanted to be a mechanic. So I'd worked at a mechanic shop, and then I'd work with him. So I'd work at a mechanic shop during the week, work with him on weekends.
So you want to learn the trade while you're still perfecting the mechanics?
Yeah, I was still trying to go back and forth to 2 trades, right? And then I actually bailed. I quit on him. I said, like, I'm done. I want to.
Why? What was it?
Well, it was just because it was getting too much, right? Like I wanted, and I really wanted mechanics. I wanted because that's what I really liked to do. And so I tried to get into it heavy, and I started working on a lot of mechanic shops, trying to fight for an apprenticeship. Got out of that because I was just like, I don't want to do carpentry. And then the funny thing is, I got wrecked. I got into a car accident, and then mechanics, that was it, right? So my stepdad, he actually said, okay, well, go to school. So I went to school for CNC, and then I ended up working on airplanes, right, doing that Fleet Industries.
How old are you now at that time?
So that
in
was
your 20s?
That was
yeah, you're probably
in my 20s.
That was right in those 20s.
Yeah, early 20s.
Okay.
Right. This one was just born when I started going to Fleet, like getting into that. And I really liked that job. I was a fabricator, and I would make parts for planes. You're using
and stuff, new tools, new machines.
Yeah, so I'm like, this is cool, man, right?
Yeah.
And then they went tits up, like they had a big strike. And then you know what? The funny thing is, my buddy, I ended up. I guess I'm just destined to be a carpenter because I ended up falling back. I found a buddy of mine. He did hardwood floors. He's like, oh, well, come with me. I'll teach you how to do floors. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty easy. I can
all
do
residential,
that.
custom?
Yeah, all residential. We do a lot of custom.
Okay.
So that was really cool because I got to learn how to do patterns and like not just lay out a floor, right? Like I would do stuff that's on your wall.
Yeah, cool.
Patterns and really cool. And so I got into that. And then one thing led to another. I didn't like the pay. I'm like, oh man, this guy's making all the money, and here I am for $9 an hour. Like, what the heck, man? So, and I'm doing all the design. Like, he taught me a lot.
$9 an hour in the mid 2000s or like?
Oh no, this is going back, mid 2000s, like
early 2000s,
late 90s, probably. Late 90s, 98, 98, around 99, something like that, right? And then I joined the union back in like 2002. Something like that. So then my buddy told me about it. I'm going to be honest. I never heard of a carpenters union because in the residential, nobody really wants to talk about that back then. No, they don't. Right?
That's true.
So to me, I was like, huh? Like, okay. So he's like, got me all the information. So here I am working on hardwood floors, and on slide, I'm calling them, and then they call me up, and I actually started at the casino, the Niagara Falls.
Okay.
So I started on that project, and I've been with them ever since. They treated me well. Like, jumped around a couple companies. I've only been with about 3 companies. With the union, a lot of guys jump around.
Yep. Why do they jump around? money or just hours?
So it's a little bit of everything. So it all, because what happens with the union, like, you know, it's a hiring hall pretty much.
Of course.
Right. So you got a project. I need 20 guys. So they'll give you the 20 guys for the project. But then what happens is, like, now you're leaving that project. I only need 5 of them. Right. So you're laying everybody off. So a lot of guys get bumped. Oh, sorry. I keep
No,
doing that.
it's fine. No, take it with you. Take it with
Yeah,
you.
there we go. That better? Yeah. I lean back a lot. So
No, take it with you.
yeah, so that's why guys jump around a lot, because then once the project's done, then the union's got another project for you, so you go to a different company.
Got it.
Right? So I just got
the
lucky.
year's done, and then you're moving on to the next year.
Yeah, like when I was with when I did the casino, I got laid off from there, and I was like, and I'd be honest, I was not that type of guy where you get laid off a lot, because I was like, oh my God, what do? I got a kid.
Yeah.
Like I got Aaron. I think when I got laid off, we just had Maisie. Like I was just like, 2 kids. I'm like, going
2
nuts.
kids and mortgage,
Like, you
and
know,
I
like,
wasn't.
I can't afford to like be at home.
That's a common story on this show.
Right?
You know what? Basically, I would say have a lot of kids, you'll get a lot of work. You'll panic.
You'll
at
panic.
first,
Oh,
but
yeah.
then all of a sudden, a lot of work's gonna show
It gives
up.
you the drive to like
Yeah.
go look for that work, because I got to
Yeah.
make money now. Right? So yeah, and then I jumped. I did access flooring for a while, like elevated flooring, like banks and stuff use that stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
So they can run wires, plumbing underneath. So I did that. That was really cool. And then I got into training people at the hall, right? I taught the access floor class for a little bit, taught scaffolding for a little bit. And then, I just jumped in with a company called Illuma for scaffolding. Was with them for a little bit. They really liked me, but then the same thing. I think we just had Hayden, my 3rd kid at the time.
Okay.
And they wanted to send me out to Thunder Bay, and so I quit. I was like, I'm not leaving.
Too far. Too much of a change.
I live in St. Catharines, man. Then she's by herself.
Yeah.
I was like thinking to
3
myself,
kids under 3.5, 4 years old. That's a handful.
that's not good. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna have a mad wife.
Yeah.
So it's like, no way. So I quit there, and I actually ended up with Tower Scaffolding, where I am now. And it was funny when I jumped on that. It was like a 2-week job. So I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I've been with them for like 18 years.
They're just a good. They're a good outfit.
They're a good outfit, really good. You know, you get in. It's a good mix, great people. We work hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's out of the scaffold companies that I've seen out there, I would say we're up there with one of the hardest working scaffold companies. Like, we really, everything's time crunch, so we really, you know, bust our ass to do stuff and get stuff done. Like I said, we were all.
Do they schedule things correctly? Like, do they give you guys? I'm not saying Tower. I'm saying the bean counters, when they start scheduling these jobs. Do they give you enough time to set everything up, or do they really give you a crunch?
They give you a crunch.
They give you a crunch.
They give you a crunch. Yeah. So it's like, hurry up and get this done.
I guess in all fairness, they probably don't get all the financing or funding that's attached to whatever they need to get done.
Yeah.
Fast enough for them
That's
to get
the problem,
it done.
right? So it's like, hurry up, gotta get it done.
Yeah.
So Tower, we used to do a lot, like both, a lot of commercial, and we still do commercial, and we did both, right? Like commercial and like I was saying, special events.
Yeah.
Now they're aiming more for the special events because they're really geared for that. We're still doing commercial though, like we're doing the Eaton Center right now.
I haven't been in the Eaton Center in forever. What's going on in there? Is there a big rental?
Oh yeah, so the whole, if you go in the Eaton Center, they have that the whole skylighting.
Yeah,
like,
the whole atrium part
atrium
of it.
thing.
Yeah.
So we're actually building the scaffold, a massive platform up there with rollers and everything for the glass guys to actually do the atrium.
They're removing all the glass?
They're removing and replacing it all, yeah. And actually the company that's coming in, it's really cool. Like, they're from Germany.
Oh, wow.
It's got, like, the glass has got a bit of a curve on it. It's really, really cool job. It's massive, and we got to do everything clean because they want everybody. That mall does not stop. Right?
No, so you're not even, it doesn't matter you're doing it at night?
Well, we do it at night.
Okay,
Everything we do is at nighttime.
Yeah.
And so they can do their work during the day. So when we build that platform, we literally go the whole length of the mall, like the whole width, I should say, of the mall.
Which
Certain
has got to
section.
be
Oh, that's
50 or so?
It's like 60 feet long.
60 feet,
Yeah. So we put big beams in there, carry everything on the beams, so
Wow.
that way when you're in the mall, it's
You
all
don't know.
view.
You don't realize. It's just
Unless
a little
you
darker.
look up.
Yeah.
You're just like, ah. And you can see people are like in Toronto, everybody's like a drone.
Nobody
in the
looks
way,
up.
nobody
They're only
looks
looking
up.
down at their phones.
Yeah, you got it.
It's just how
Yeah,
it is.
so yeah, but we're everywhere, and so but that I thank Tower for keeping me, and I keep trying to do my best for them, right? So that's the name of the game, right? You know what I mean?
So when did when did the idea? I mean, I obviously this came from something that was negative.
Yeah. So what happened was we were working on a big project.
How far back we talking?
We're looking back. Oh man, this has got to be going back like 2010.
Okay.
Something like that. And my wife didn't even know. None of these guys knew about it, right? Because I just kept my mouth shut. So what happened was I was on a job, and totally my fault, right? I tell everybody that, completely my fault. That's why I'm more self-conscious and tell everybody, watch what you do, right? Like, what happens, I'm always type of guy that, I go for break. I'm just going to finish this. I'll be there. Don't worry. I just got to get this done. I always want to get whatever I'm finishing done, right?
Typical tradesman gene.
Right, and so they're like, oh, yeah. So everybody goes for break. I'm there by myself. I finish it, and then I'm like, I didn't want to go all the way down the scaffold, go around. So I'm like, well, if I just go across the bay here, it's 10 feet, right? And jump off there, go for break, right? Okay. Usually we have a ledger and a ledger. You grab the ledger.
I already know where this is going.
Yeah, so I had a static line, so I didn't have the ledger above. I'm like, I'll just tie off the static line, holding the static line. No problem, right? Yeah, it was a problem. So what happened was when I was going, I actually slipped. I fell, and thank God I just grabbed that standard like it was her, man. Like, oh my God, just like hug me, man, because I was just when the jacket came up, I thought I was done, right? Like, and it cranked my neck. Now I'm having problems from it, and it's just like, really, like, what the heck, like this? Because I thought when I seen a bunch of guys, because it's uncomfortable throwing a harness over top of the jacket, and you can't move, you get restricted, right? And all these guys came on site, and they had all these slits in their harness, and they're moving better than everybody. They're, man, that's the way it's got to be. So I got one. Well, that was a mistake. Well, it wasn't, but it was. It was great at the time because I can move better. You got more freedom. But the problem I didn't know is when you fall, well, where does your harness go? It doesn't stay there. It goes up here. It goes
up, yeah.
So it actually pulls the jacket up, right? So that's why I was like, okay, I went online, looked around, I talked to this. I didn't even tell Aaron that I fell or anybody because I didn't even tell my boss because I was just scared to like get fired because I've seen a lot of guys that have, you know what I mean, something happened and all of a sudden they're gone. It's like, what the heck, right?
Becomes a risk factor.
You got it. You're a liability, right? So the company, what's the company want to do? Well, we don't want that.
Minimize, right? So we get it.
So I just sort of not told anybody, shut my mouth, and then I looked online. I'm like, there'd be something better. Everything was the same, just slits in the back of jackets.
Nobody came up with anything, huh?
So I'm like, okay. So I just thought to myself, like, there's got to be a better way. Like, has to be. So I would talk to people, and they're like, oh, no, that's just the way it is. Well, no, it can't be just the way it is.
I love that phrase.
Right? Yeah, it's just the way it is. Like, yeah, okay. So, so then I just took it upon myself to start thinking of something. And it was pretty funny, actually. I was actually at their house last night. A friend of mine that worked for me, he comes onto a site one day, and he's got these coveralls, and they're ripped, like they're trashed, right? So at this time, I just had the idea in my head. I was always saying to her, like to Erin there, I got this idea, and I think, like, and she's like, yeah, whatever, like just go to work.
Because like, with 3 kids, my brain's not wanting to function properly.
Okay. Was it like idea number 1015?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's always got lots going on out here. Yeah.
But again, it only takes one.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So he shows up on site about a week later, and his cover is all patched. They're like, oh. So I just straight up went to him. I said, I'm just curious because I'm looking for somebody. Now, I can't sew. Right, I could patch stuff, but I can't sew. I'm not a seamstress, right?
Yeah.
I just have an idea, right? So I said to him, I said, who did your pants? Oh, my wife. Oh, so she's got a sewing machine? He goes, oh, no. Like, what? What do you mean she doesn't have a sewing machine? By hand. She sewed them by hand, stitched. But when you looked at these coveralls, I'm like, there's no way. Like, she's good.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm like, so I just said to him, I said, listen, I have this idea. I can't really tell you what it is, like, because I just don't want to blab stuff out there, you know how it goes. All of a sudden, the right person finds it.
Yes.
It's on the market, right?
Yeah.
So I said, I have this idea. So I said, well, I'd like to talk to your wife, if that's okay. And he's like, yeah, no problem, right? I said, I need her to sew something for me. Sure. Okay. So we get the, then now I reveal the idea, and they're looking, what? Like, yeah. So I tell them the story. This is what happened. This is why I want to do it. So right away, she got on board. She's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll help you, right? And it actually worked out pretty cool. She did everything we've done was by hand, and like all the sample jackets, everything. And what I ended up doing, I buy like a shitload of jackets and started ripping them apart. and started drawing designs. And I'm not gonna lie to you, some of the designs were, I thought, it opens up, it's got to work, right? No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, yeah.
Because then you're hanging sideways and you're like sort of like this. So, because I even talked to Hydro, they had a big square back opening, and I go, why don't you guys use that? He goes, because it doesn't work. And I'm just thinking in my head, well, it's enough to let the harness out, right? But the problem is they said they called it the hang up, right? So like when it does, but because it's a square, the harness is on a V, right? So that's why I actually I patented it and everything, and came up with the tearaway flap. If you see out there on TV there.
Yeah.
So it actually follows the harness. That's the whole secret behind it. Yeah. Because any other shape, I was getting, okay, it worked this time, but it wouldn't work next time, right? Where this
So you went with the angle and the shape of a harness.
Yeah.
Instead of going with the shape of the jacket, so to speak, right?
You got it. And that's the whole beauty behind it. So that way, no matter how you fall now, you could fall side, because let's be honest, everybody's, oh, well, it works. No, yeah, everybody dropped like a pencil? I don't think so.
No.
Right?
You're dropping and dancing in the air, like you're moving your body's going.
Oh, yeah, right. Exactly. So then I went with the shape of the harness and followed it. And then and it's funny how this happened. I just woke up one night, like in the middle
and
of,
it just clicked.
And it's just like, oh my God, like, know what I got to do? And I went to the garage, she's sleeping, drew out a triangle shape, and I'm like, I got to go tell Tammy, right? Because Jeff and Tammy, they're the ones that helped me, right? And so I said, I got to go tell them, right? And their last name is Van Zangway. We call him Van Zangway, the whole alphabet, right? It's hilarious. So I go, I think I broke through it because we were testing this stuff, and I'm getting hurt. I'm my own test dummy, right? Like
off ladders out of trees.
Are you really? Because I guess you can't really ask family members, right?
Don't ask them. They'll tell you. Yeah, I am the dummy.
I walk in the garage and Dad's like hanging by. What are you doing? He's like testing another jacket. Like,
were you documenting it? Were you like videotaping test numbers?
Some I did.
We had the phone set up. Okay, I'll do it again. Zoom in good.
I'd love to see some of those tests.
Well, yeah, I started documenting the ones that started to work, because the other ones I was just like,
makes sense.
This is no good. It was funny. I have a picture. I don't have it with me. I wish I brought it. It was funny. We were talking about it last night. I have a picture, like I was telling you earlier. And at first I started like doing it out of a tree of my friend's backyard.
Oh my, right? Wow.
Oh, yeah. So I'm like, this does not look good, because the picture, like, his kids running past, and there's this guy hanging out of a tree, like I just got hung from a noose. It's like,
and it's not even October.
So I was like, so I set up a thing in my garage, as you can see on the video.
That makes
that's
sense,
out of my garage. Right?
So you set up a real construction environment.
So let's do this. This looks way better. Yeah. Doesn't look like you're hanging me out of a tree, and then here I am hanging like this. It's like, this one didn't work. Like, no.
But the good thing is, while you're hanging there, you're doing your own assessment until you pass out. But until you're figuring out what's working, what's not working, what's holding you.
Pretty much.
You're figuring out everything that's working and not working.
Yeah, pretty much.
Great.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was trying to like process this through my head.
Take notes.
As I'm hanging there. Yeah. So it turned out good. Right. Took a couple years to actually, like, it took a bit of time. I figure about 2015, like 2014 is when I actually started. 2015 is when I actually started. Paper to pen. We got them going, you know what I mean?
It ain't overnight.
No, it's 10 years. It's been about 10 years to get to this point. Wow. Where from pen to pen, like, what do they call it? Pen to paper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad.
Yeah. Until
pen to paper, until prototypes. Till us, okay, let's see if we can find
tree testing.
Legit testing.
And then, hey, I did get third-party tests. Intertech, thank you.
Nice.
They were the only ones that would actually take it on and say, yeah, we'll try this. Why not?
Why were you getting rejected all the time?
Well, because when I started, I kept calling. I called OSHA, I called CSA, I called all. And they're like, well, there's nothing out there. Like, well, of course, that's why I'm trying to do something like this, right? And they're like, well, it's hard to test. And so, to be honest, and they're like, and it was CSA that said, well, you can call Intertech, they do testing, third-party testing also. Yeah. And they're in the States, and because I was calling everybody in Canada, right? And their facility is a lot bigger, see what they can do. And once I called Intertech, they're like, we can test anything. So I'm like, I like that, right?
Did they have trees?
No trees.
Right?
No, it wasn't even me, thank God. It was a dummy. Real testing here with real numbers, right? So I went to Intertech, got it tested through Intertech. We actually went twice. because I was really want to make sure this works. And
Were they
I wanna
impressed?
Make sure. They were they were actually very impressed and very shocked that they're like, I'm surprised something like this ain't on the market. Like they're like, this is genius to us. Like they're like, it actually works. It opens up every time. There's no issues with anything. No strangulation that doesn't come up. They're like, how did you do? And then I told them, yeah,
You
well,
explained it.
I explained it to them.
But it's
they're
all
like,
patented. So then.
yeah. So now everything's patented on this. Patent across North America. I have a patent design on it. Even the design's patent, because that's the whole thing. Is that V design is what it is,
which
right?
makes a lot of sense.
And that way, like if I fall this way, it's gonna open up. If I fall this way, at the end of the day, you're gonna hang the way. It's bad to say the way you're supposed to hang in a harness. Right?
Yes.
So
well, you're supposed to do what it's supposed to do.
Exactly.
Right.
So the whole thing I always say is this is made by the worker for the worker, right? Because it's true, right? And the other thing I say is now you can actually, with stuff I make, you can actually protect the harness, right?
Yeah.
Protect what's protecting you, right?
Yeah.
I'm just here for comfort, so that way you're comfortable out there and you know that harness is going to work the way it's going to work. That's the whole goal behind it.
I've always said it. I've always said that all the latest and greatest new ideas for any of us in the industry, whether it's safety or just techniques or tools or all that, it's coming from the boots on the ground.
It is. It's
Like they should be. All these companies should be paying attention to us, but we should be coming up to them first and going, "I've got an idea. Don't take it. This is my idea."
well, exactly, right?
Maybe they're a little nervous that big corporations might take it or whatever. But if you protect yourself a certain way, like how you did.
Yeah. It
And
took
it's
a lot
worth
of
it, right?
time to
Yeah.
go through that. Like patents take a long time.
know.
I talked to some people and they're like, oh, patent, no, I had one of those. It's like, yeah, I wish. How
Picture
did
a guy with a
how
jelly
did-
donut
how
just
did you
taking
do
their
it?
time, just reading one word per day, just like
Yeah,
It
it's
takes
like-
years.
Takes
sometimes.
years.
long,
like,
huh?
like we started that patent. I want to say.
Well, the first one, I think that one, because it'll be sent out and then it could come back and then it is revised and then it goes out and it might come back again.
Well, in all fairness,
And then
I guess it
years.
takes time because they have to check the entire
Against everything else.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
out there and see
Yeah.
if you're infringing on anything,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly,
So that's why.
exactly. So it's always.
So
a back
sometimes
and
it'll
forth.
take like 2 years, 3 years, even longer, depending.
And you guys are just sitting there waiting
Waiting.
and trying to figure
Pretty
out what's the
much.
next step.
Waiting for
and-
the email from the lawyer. Approved or let's keep going.
Yeah.
More money. Yeah.
So when did you guys get involved heavily into starting? I guess that when did social media kick in?
So-
You wanted to get the
So to be honest,
messaging.
so what happened is I gotta let these guys talk. You just.
no, we wanted to get the
That's
first.
all.
Oh, look at
beginning.
you! You guys are like, no, we're good.
We need to know the story.
Oh man.
No, I wanted to hear the tree story. That's what I wanted to do, right?
So basically what happened was I was doing social media by myself. I was basically doing the whole everything by myself. I shouldn't say by myself. Like I said, I had Tammy and Jeff. They were helping me with that part of it, the designing part, everything. To be
You were
honest,
making one-offs at this time, like
yeah, I was just doing one-offs to
Okay.
try and get see what works, what's going on, like how design after design. What kind of material we can use to like Velcro snaps, because I put that all in my patent, right? So basically this could be like FR, all that. Like I wanted to cover all bases, right? And so I was doing my own social media for quite a while. I was always like, I'm bad though. I just put stuff out there. And then as she watched me go through this, Sisily was always there. Like she's, I don't know, it's funny. Sicily's always been like the one that's been on my tails. Like always, wherever I go, she's there. I take her everywhere, and it's hilarious. When she grew up, she used to be the girliest, or actually, sorry, not the girl. She's the girliest girl you'll know now, but she used to be like a tomboy.
Tomboy then.
Oh yeah, backwards hat. Like just typical. I had her working on cars, like stuff like that, like teaching her stuff like that all the time. So she was always with me. All my kids, I always try to do that with all three of them.
Great.
But it just seemed like Sisily would always it was like a magnet. She'd be like, oh, what are you working on now? Oh, I'll come out there. Where the other kids, I'm like, come on out. I want to play my video games and I want to do this or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's fine, right? That's so she would always be out there with me, right? And I think Sisily got on board because she seen me. I'm not a big social media guy. I'm not a big, I'm a more hands-on guy, right?
Yeah.
So I think she saw me struggling or whatever and says, Dad, she's more that person. And as she got older, she sort of I'll help you. Oh, all right. Sounds good. And then I kept trying to drag this one along, and she kept.
Hi, I'm Stuart Galloway, president of the Canadian Concrete Expo, Canada's only national trade show serving the concrete construction industry. CCE 2024 will feature over 350 national and international exhibiting companies, showcasing the latest equipment, products, technology, and services. CCE is an absolute must-attend if you are a supplier, contractor, specifier, developer, or government representative. CCE is the ideal environment to source new suppliers, reconnect with industry contacts, get hands-on with the latest equipment, and take advantage of exclusive show offers. We look forward to seeing you at CCE on February 14th and 15th, 2024 at the International Centre in Toronto. Pre-register on our website at CanadianConcreteExpo.com. Registration opens November 15th. See you there.
But she had I'm going to admit, she had her own business for a while, Easy Peasy Pieces. Like, she was making wooden signs. So she was concentrating on that. Yeah. So she was like, I'm not too, like,
between
I got
work,
my
the
own
business,
thing.
the kids,
Kids,
house,
family,
a lot of
everything.
stuff.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
So much.
Exactly, right? So she started, and then she started more getting into the business end of it, real business end of it.
And that's when it picked up.
Yeah.
I don't even really like social media. I'm like, I'll help you because I think we need to put our two heads together to figure out how to do it. Yeah. Then once mom started helping with social media, I'm like, okay, this is way better. I can do the actual business stuff now.
So you guys started handling the digital components.
I've just started doing a lot of the media in the last little bit because I gave my business up just after Christmas. Yeah. I packed it up. So now I've got that free time. So I go to work and then I come home and I do Zepps Gear. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
But then you saw what he wasn't seeing regarding how to get to the end user.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we partnered with Primeline once manufacturing started. Primeline Tools, which like Best Damn Roofer works with them too, and they've been amazing. Helped just get like the product like to the people, like the initial like marketing and like the manufacturing and the operation side. And then I started from like a business development side. So like, how can we integrate this into like regulation, safety? So like it's in like some safety training classes. Yeah, right. Massive. Like learn how to work at heights with our jacket. Learn how to be safe like from the get-go. Like we want to start from like ground zero, so it's integrated into people when they first step into the trades. So I thought like that was the most effective way to go about it because it's a new product. Like you need to change people's minds, right? It's hard to do, especially like I know my dad. These guys are stubborn. Like their way is their way. I love you, but it's true. No, it's
right? Very true. It's like good that you're on the outside looking at this and you're realizing that we are idiots. Well, no,
I wouldn't say that.
I'm gonna say
you guys are smart.
We don't want to adopt new tech as easily as anybody else in any other industry, right?
Because you have your way of working.
I know,
right? And it works.
But you see the possibility here now where you could be comfortable and safe, and
so I'm looking at it from like a regulation, like mandate standpoint, like get it into safety classes, like how do we get to like the biggest distributors, like wholesale, like to unions, and like that's what I've been focusing on. And trying to make it not an option for you guys because you need safety.
Make it the only option.
Exactly,
that's basically what it is, right? Which is great. So now you guys are handling all of that. How did you guys figure out how to get into the market? At what price point? How did you guys go? Okay, you're small manufacturing at this time, right? Yeah. So you're not a big corporation just yet. No. So you have a dollar figure that's covering enough costs to just make these things happen. But obviously it's going to be higher than what the competitors are offering, which are not the exact same products. So how did you guys handle that price point going into it?
That's what's hard. Like Primeline, like really, like can't thank them enough, right? Like they were the ones who have the industry experience. They initially got us there, but it's been a learning curve. Like over COVID, like we've really learned like what price is receptive, like to the market, like to the worker, to the unions, like to all those different like points of people who are gonna like purchase from us. So that's a work in progress, and we're working on getting our manufacturing costs like as little as possible because like safety shouldn't be expensive. That's what I always say, even though it is. I mean, it's your life that you're dealing with. Like he's my dad. I see him come home from work every day and he's so sore. Like I see what the industry does to the workers.
It beats it up.
Exactly. And it's sad because like they're doing great work, but extremely underappreciated. In my opinion.
Thank you for your generation.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Of course.
Normally we have a few grays and I'm hearing that voice.
We don't hear that,
No, but that's how I think of it. So that's why like my goal, like my vision for it is to like for the like people just buying it. Like if you were to buy it off the website, I want it to be exactly the same price as like the average price point of a normal high-vis jacket. Yeah. Don't want it to be any more expensive. Like I don't want you to have to choose between like your budget and safety. Because like
that's a very good point.
Living's expensive. Like people have families, especially in the trades. Like a lot of the guys and girls like have families they have to take care of. Like work's not always steady. Like I don't want money to be an issue. So I'm trying to find a way for us. Obviously, we need to make money, but the main goal is safety.
100%.
Right?
So I know that you guys were recently, well, it aired on Dragon's Den, right?
Yep.
It did.
Yep.
But when did you guys shoot that? You guys shot that
May.
That was back in May.
May, and it just recently aired, right?
Just recently aired.
Yeah.
What was
Okay.
it?
Not this Thursday that passed, but the Thursday before. That was the
Before
5th,
that.
I think.
Yeah.
October 5th.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Oh wow, that
Yeah,
was wild experience.
Whose idea was that to get on?
Well,
Was
I
that
had
yours?
it for years.
Was it who's?
Well, I think Pete found the application because we had applied before COVID, and we did the kind of like that in-person interview with them. Then we weren't chosen, and then it came around again, and you'd seen it, and you'd sent me the application, so I filled it out, and I'm like, oh, the deadline's like in like 3 days. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then we ended up getting, I think, what was it, an email or something?
Yep, saying we're on.
Yeah. So here we'll go. We'll do our application. And then we got the video.
This is the
Zoom
third
call.
time we applied.
Yeah, like the Zoom call.
Third time's the
You guys were chosen. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So that was exciting.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, the first
And
time.
it was a very positive reaction, right?
Yeah, yeah. The first time it was funny. For Dragon's Den, I came there and I said, oh, let's try and get on Dragon's Den. Like, this is going back years. So she's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And
we
then
got all
Sisily-
prepped up.
So we got
and
prepped
ready.
up.
We got
so
like
we,
a banner and shirts.
Yeah, so
and
we did it online, right? Because you
The
got to go online
application,
first,
yeah.
the application. We got refused. Okay. The next year, what was it, the next year or something like
I
that?
can't- yeah.
Can't remember if it was a year or a year after.
Did you guys get refused because it's construction?
I don't know. See, that's the
You
thing.
see
It
some
was
other
just they
construction
don't-
stuff on there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but at that point,
I'm
like
not sure, they just-
the first point was pre-manufacturing.
Yeah.
Like we were like early. You know what I mean? Hadn't even
Early,
sold
yeah.
anything.
Okay.
And then the second time was like just getting into it, and now it's like okay, we're a little bit more established. Like we
Yeah.
have some sales. Like it's out there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I
Like,
have no clue.
the second time we actually got, like, me and Aaron went to like the actual, it was in Niagara Falls, and we did the whole pitch and everything, and yeah, no callback or nothing. And then this third time, it was all of us that went, and
Yeah.
I think.
But
this-
you weren't pitching the Dragons. You were
No,
pitching
that
No,
was
you-
the
so you-
producers.
the
Yeah, you,
producers,
the
right?
producers, yeah.
Yeah.
You pitched to the producers.
You're
and
pitching
then,
to people who don't know anything about construction.
yeah, pretty
So you
much.
gotta
Yeah,
sell
yeah,
it in
pretty
the
much.
way that
Worked
works.
well
Pretty
for
much,
us this
right?
time
I'll
around.
pick my
Third
fights
time's a
with them,
charm.
okay, don't worry.
But then this time it was all three of us that went. We did the online, like Aaron said. It was like only 3 days before. It was funny. It actually popped up on one of my social media feeds. I'm gonna try for a third time. Why not? Right? Like, so we did it. We actually were surprised. We got the call, like Aaron said, and then all of a sudden it's like you're in. It's like, oh, now we actually got to start like figuring
Now
out.
you got to do it.
We got to do it. Figure out what we're gonna do here, right? So and then we started rehearsing, and they guide you through everything, right? So it was really cool, and we're really nervous when we got out there. I'm gonna be honest. This is
When
one
we
that
pitched together.
Cicely, when we pitched together, she brought it home. I was like, I was starting to like, oh my god, like like
They're just people with money.
big money, yeah, yeah. And they're looking at you like, yeah.
But you got an idea that's going to make a lot of money for the people with money.
Exactly.
right?
That's how they're looking at it too. And plus the
Exactly.
story is great too, right?
Exactly,
Where it
right.
all came from and how it got started and why we need this, right?
Yeah.
So
To be honest, this is the one who brought it home.
Nice.
In my eyes,
Nice.
she actually like
Thank
hit
you.
the home run, right?
But you too.
I like.
Team.
That's
That's what we do. Everything together.
So are
Team.
you ready to do a test then?
100%.
Okay, go ahead. I offered.
You won't let it, right?
That's
You
not
wouldn't
gonna
let
happen.
Of course you
I'll
won't.
be the test dummy. I'm
Exactly.
good,
Of
I'm
course.
good. No.
You shouldn't let it,
Yeah,
right?
no,
No.
never. No.
So right now you can buy it, right? So you can
Yeah,
it's out there.
100%.
You guys want to share where we can find it, and it, I guess it's connected to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have our website.
Yeah.
Find the
Yeah.
website. If you're a part of certain unions like Local 18 and
Carpenters, you can get it through
you
them.
can get it through them. You can get it through Trillium Safety.
Yeah.
You can get it through Lawler Safety if they still have some left.
Yeah, they had them in there. I'm not sure how many they have left.
Yeah.
Did you approach?
Sorry. Actually, IHSA. So that's a funny story.
So the unfortunate thing, and I'll share this, right?
I did approach them.
They
though.
were one of the consultants was on the show.
Oh.
We did a great show,
Nice.
but then the upper executives watched the show and they loved the show, but they didn't want to air the show.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what?
So I'll put you in contact with Taylor there, right? Like, I mean, I don't know if
Sure.
you had any success with that.
I did have contact with IHSA.
Okay.
I have Fareed is his name, and he's from Sault Ste. Marie
Okay.
area, because I actually did a bridge down there with Tower Scaffold, and that's how we ended up meeting. And he was all in. Like, he's like, my God, this is awesome. So I'm going to bring it to IHSA.
Nice.
Talk to them and stuff. Same thing. Sort of got like
monkeys, eh?
Yeah, I don't know what the scoop is, but he's really on board. He even went to
what I'll share is that it wasn't their idea. And I'm like, first of all, safety should be everybody's idea.
Right. It's funny. I had a meeting with them before. Like, he actually got me. He started trying to get
Let's
me.
see
into
what
meetings
we can do. Like, we'll just bombard him with some emails and stuff like that.
That sounds fair. Yeah.
Because I definitely think that it should be in the book.
Well, that's, you know what? I'm going to be honest. When I first started this, everybody used to laugh at me. And that's one thing I always said. I said, I really think this should be language.
Yeah.
I think something like this, right, should really be out there where it's like, this is what you're going to wear because this is what can happen.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people don't realize I'm doing this for 30 years, right? So think about it like this. I got a harness on for, say, 20 of those years every day. Now, in the wintertime, I'm putting it over my jacket where everybody, oh, yeah, just do it. But if you wear it properly, you get shoulder problems. You're getting restriction, right? So and people laugh, oh, yeah, what, from doing this? Yeah, you go ahead. Let me pull on your shirt like this. And then you do that 100 times a day. You don't think nothing's going to happen to you every day, day in, day out.
Exactly.
Right? This ain't talking about, oh, I did it for a week. Like, we're talking about years on years. And I feel like from doing this, like changing the atmosphere, changing things where now you have the jacket over top. You're wearing it the way you're supposed to wear it. And let's be honest, when it's cold out, what happens when you take a jacket or anything and you tighten it to your body? You get cold because now you don't have that little air pocket that actually, that's the way it's actually supposed to work. People don't realize how things are actually supposed to work, right?
But the other thing too is that when you're actually fighting hot and cold winter climates, you got the harness, you don't have the harness, they're not tightening it up properly in between different stages.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Like the whole thing is that you should always be vigilant of every single stage, and you have to be comfortable as a tradesperson of the environment, and you can't change what you set up at the start of the day because now you're properly secure. Your PPE is proper, right? Mm-hmm. So at the middle of the day, sure, we know it's Canada. It gets warm, it gets cold, it gets warm, it gets cold, right? Yeah. But you also have to factor in the person who's in that warm and cold environment, right?
Yeah, and like you said, exactly, people don't.
They don't get too sensitive, so, but it takes 2 seconds to be in that situation where you really need it, right?
100%, and that's the thing, right? And that's where I realize now, like, my thinking's different, right? I try to more, okay, we can still be productive, we can still do the job, we can still be quick, and we can actually be quicker by being more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because let's look at it like this: when you're doing something and you're not comfortable, and I don't know, I'm making this cup. And I'm irritated. How fast?
Your mental focus is off.
Right? But now all of a sudden I get there, like I have problems like reading. So I put these on. Now I'm making this cup. I'm more focused. Well, you think it's going to take me longer or shorter? I'm going to make this cup faster because now I'm focused on task at hand.
Yes.
So this is part of it too. So now I made you comfortable. Here, the jacket's over top. You're more comfortable. So now I'm doing this. I'm focused on task at hand. Where before, you're uncomfortable.
You're distracted.
You're like, oh,
pulling on yourself and
thing.
adjusting.
Oh, let's just get this done.
How was like when you started? I mean, you guys all probably saw it. How was it well received at first, or was it I'm gonna just assume because you got a younger generation opinion here. The younger cats were probably liking it, but the older cats.
That's actually exactly it.
Really?
Like when Dad explains it, and like even like some of the guys like we speak to on job sites are like the young guys who are maybe my age. I'm 23, a little bit older. They're like, oh, this is awesome because they're new. And like that was my point. It's like they don't have the 20, 30 years of this is the way I do it. Yep. They're trying to figure out the best way for them to do it. So they're going to be open to trying that. Yeah. And then they're going to see the difference and they love it. And then it's the older guys that are kind of like, oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like this kind of works for me already.
Monkeys.
Right. So there definitely is that difference with like the age.
But once were they resistant to put it on and even try it out, and like, or were they just like, okay, I want to try it, give me one, I want to try it out.
The younger guys are like, yeah,
totally. But the older guys weren't, huh?
Yeah, the older guys were kind of more like, no, you know, like resistant. Some guys did, like some older guys, they tried it on. I got some guys are really good supporters, and you know, they're like my age, and they're like, yeah, man, oh man, why I haven't been doing this for geez, this is great, right? So, but there's guys that won't even. They're like, I've been doing this forever. Who cares? I'm fine.
It's snowballing, though. Like, if they see guys on their crew wearing it, the more people that are wearing it, they're like, okay, yeah, maybe.
Let's try this out now.
No.
I guess it's kind of like a lid, right? But I mean, when it comes to union sites, I mean, customizing is different. You know that, right? Like, not everybody's wearing a lid. Not everybody's wearing a harness. Not everybody's wearing, painters with their, Crocs, right? Like, nobody's wearing, the proper PPE, right?
Sorry, painters wear Crocs?
Well, in residential, in residential, it's like
track pants and Crocs.
Yeah,
that's the official Canadian attire for a painter.
Oh yeah, that's
nice.
Yeah.
You've seen
in
it.
residential. Oh yeah, you see it, and you're like,
That's awesome.
what's going on here? Like,
Well, in all fairness, they're steel toe Crocs, right?
yeah, I know. It's like, come on now.
Fashionable. Nice.
The residential, a lot of people get away with a lot.
I'm waiting for them to wear Uggs or something like that. Man,
yeah,
at some
right?
point,
That's
You
the
know?
winter version.
But when you get into the commercial and unions and stuff,
It's totally legit.
You got to
have to
legit.
have
Oh
it.
yeah.
I guess
you
at that
have to
point,
wear
it's
everything.
more about the expiration on each of these items, making sure that
Exactly.
everyone's paying attention to it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I'd love for you to dive into some. I mean, you guys probably know this as well. The details of the actual jacket and everything like that, and I love when I first learned about FR and everything like that. Like you got to be aware of how you wash things and prepare things and keep things, and also where you leave them in our environments and things like that. So you guys want to share a bunch of what you guys have done to create the product that's going to last and save the tradesperson, right?
Sure, I guess. Why is that?
Well, you guys all know it too, right?
We all know
I can
it, but-
definitely. Well, okay. I
Let
find
Sisily
like
talk.
no, the best thing about this is obviously the flap, but also the fact that like people love it because you adjust your harness once in the beginning of the day. You're wearing it as close to your body as you can, which you should be. Like according to like guidelines. If you actually go and look up the guidelines on how you have to wear a harness, that is how you have to wear a
says it.
harness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
literally.
know.
So you adjust it once. You can take the jacket off throughout the day. Your harness is still there. You can take it off for lunch, no problem. You can sit down in your t-shirt for lunch if you have a hoodie on. Like saves a lot of work having to adjust it. So there's no excuse as to why you shouldn't be wearing your harness properly. Like, that whole readjustment throughout the day thing, you can avoid it all. And then there's extra because, when guys are wearing their harness, just like with their harness on the outside, they're hooking up their lanyard loops like to their harness. And there's like those loops on this harness. We have that on the jacket too.
Right.
No excuses.
No, there is
No
no
excuses.
You guys are just making it all pretty
Yeah.
clear.
So there's a lanyard loops on the front, so your lanyards aren't hanging on the ground, no tripping hazards, and then they're Velcro too. So if your lanyard gets stuck, it just pulls off and drops to the ground. So you're not getting pulled into any holes, you're not getting snagged up. And then you have the back, you have the flap on the back. And the nice thing too, like I know my dad mentioned hydro, they have like the big square hole. Like you're getting cold, like wind can go through there. Like we have just a little D-ring slot, so only your D-ring sticks through. So you're not getting any of the cold air, nothing inside of your
Smart.
jacket. Yeah,
Very, very smart.
no like open holes, anything like that. And then, as you've probably picked up, my dad is like that for details. So on the inside of the jacket, because he kept losing radios on the job site.
Yeah,
So on
I
the
saw
inside,
that.
there's the radio pocket, and the wires are all organized by a little like Velcro hoop.
Did you pan down too?
Actually,
I think I might
to
have
be
that in my
honest, she
jacket.
has the jacket right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the radio, like the mic comes out the top at the zipper.
Perfect.
So
Well, that way-
there's no restriction, nothing, no wires on the outside tripping you up. Everything's clean, tidy, organized.
So if you look at the bottom of the pocket, flip it to the inside. So the
Right.
radio pocket is actually
Yeah,
at the
right
bottom.
there.
Right
So
there.
that way
Yeah.
it's out of the way.
Yeah.
You
Got
can literally
the wire.
unzip if you want to switch channels. And then that little piece that she touched there, you put your wire in there. So
Right
it's
through
not
it, so
dangling.
now you don't get it dangling, right?
You got it. And then all you do is unzip that zipper, right?
And you
take your
pull the
mic
actual-
out, and now all you have is
Exactly.
the mic. So you can climb around, you can do whatever. Even guys
Put it
that are
in there.
roadway, like that's the thing I tell everybody. I get it. It's got the tearaway flap.
Train
Oh well, I
ops.
don't really need
Needs
it.
it. Yeah.
But even if you don't have a harness, you can wear the jacket, right? It's just at the end of the day, it's
It's a
just
nice jacket to begin with.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you can wear the jacket. So say I tell guys, well, if you're a radio guy and you know you got that type of radio, the jacket, even though you don't wear a harness, you can still wear it.
What do
and then
they
you can
do?
use
They
it for
hang it
that.
from their tool belt.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
leave it like a loop, like in
Yeah.
the 70s with a chain and their teeth, right? And then what happens? It gets snagged on a wheelbarrow handle.
exactly
It gets
it.
snagged somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Or I see the guys
gets
that got them
ripped right
wrapped
out.
around their neck. You know, the guy's got it here and it's wrapped around like this, and it's like, what is this?
Like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, what was
There's
happening?
a guy over there in a black Coke hanging onto a little. Don't want to be waiting for that, right?
Right?
Like,
And
no.
that's the thing,
Yeah, so
like-
you've thought about a lot of little details that
Just-
add to the tradesperson.
Yeah,
Deeper
and that-
pockets as well.
Well, and the
inside.
pockets are positioned in a way for like the common like shoulder and like elbow injuries. Like, so you're not like reaching up and in. Like
Makes
you can open
sense.
and just reach right
Go
in.
to the side like this.
So place
instead
for
of,
your
Comfortable as
smartphones?
possible.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Not
whole
big
thing.
enough. Big enough for the big phones for
And
today.
yes, I actually did.
Well,
make
the
sure
younger
it was
gen,
big
right?
enough
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
one of these, and it's sideways, and you can actually zip
Yeah.
up. If you look at
Where
the
is it?
inside, it has
You got to
a
make it
zipper.
big enough for like
Right
an
in
audio
here.
Vox, like a cellular phone from the 80s or something,
right?
with the battery pack.
Bigger.
So it has a zipper. You can zip it up. So if you are working,
Where do I
at
put my
heights and you're-
8-track? You know, what I mean?
Right over here in the back. All right, you know.
CD keeps on skipping. No, you got everything that you have in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I know. Huh? No, it's brilliant that way. And then maintenance wise, like just keeping it clean and everything.
keeping it clean, I tell everybody just like wipe your jacket down.
That's
Like,
it.
Yeah, just basically like instead of throwing it in the wash, get a damp cloth or whatever. Give it a good wipe down your jacket. Just hang it there. and
You're
let
gonna
it
get
dry,
dirt on
right?
it, concrete, dirt.
It's
whatever,
what
stone.
we're construction. Let's be
Exactly,
honest. You
right.
think I'm gonna come ask this
I
little
won't
lady
put some
right
of his
here?
stuff in the wash machine. No
And
way.
you
No,
No
we've heard that
way.
statement
Yeah.
several
Yeah.
times. Go to the laundromat.
Yeah,
I-
they've
I-
got
I
special
know, I
washers
get
just
it,
for
I get
people
it.
like
Or
you.
either build another laundry room just for the trade stuff. I get it, right?
It's funny. I
Yeah.
come home one time, and I was in. What was I doing? Oh, I was doing cold gen, and I was like in this like little boiler, and man, I came home. I was black because I was just at the end of the day. I was just like, I want to go home. Like I don't even want to go to the washroom. I don't want to. I just when you get
Yeah, I know.
you're just like I just gotta
Exhausted.
go home,
Right
man.
through.
And she wouldn't even let me in the house. I
No.
swear to God, she was gonna
He
give me
went
the
to the back
hose and
door
say,
and
"I'm gonna
like,
shower you down right here."
You are not treading through the house.
Yeah, it's like you're not allowed it. I look like a black wreck. I was just like black.
What time of year was
just-
this? Like
It was like fall time, I think.
Oh, so it's a little cool.
Yeah.
The hose is out back.
Yeah, it wasn't far from the door. I'll just
It's like
hose you
you're not
down.
coming in, boy. It's like
It's the trade life. That's all
Yeah.
it is. It's
right.
really
That's
simple.
what we come into, right? You come in, we get dirty, right? You're not. You think I gotta come home like I'm in an office and I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's not.
And we never bring. Well, maybe a lot of guys are bringing an extra pair, like a tee or something.
Some
like
guys
that,
are.
so you
Yeah, I
change
noticed
tee.
the younger generation.
Yeah,
are
they're
starting to
bringing
do
tees,
that.
right?
They bring like T-shirts or whatever extra stuff, so they just whip it off. And,
Sometimes you've changed in the
Whatever.
garage. You
yeah,
left the dirty stuff
That's
in the
when
garage,
she was
and then
like,
you come
okay,
in.
you got to start like it's like
You got clothes out in the garage now. Yeah.
get changed.
So now that you guys have set this up and it's going to market and it's slowly getting embraced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys figuring out the next step and the next step? There's
Yeah,
always
we're
going to be
learning.
another
It's
step, right?
a
Yeah,
big curve. It's a
Big learning curve.
yeah, new for all of us. Yeah.
Just sitting down and just
Sitting
talking
down
and figuring
and-
out what's next.
Weekly meetings with well, my sister is involved as well. She couldn't make it today. She's homesick, unfortunately. But yeah, just the four of us having weekly meetings, keeping tabs on what's going on, trying to figure out, keeping numbers and
The concrete aggregates and construction industry is always evolving. With an ever-changing industry, it's crucial to stay up to date on the latest technology and techniques. Come to the Canadian Concrete Expo to keep your skills sharp and upgrade your knowledge to meet the needs of today's market. The Canadian Concrete Expo offers over 40 conference sessions, certification courses, stage presentations, and live large equipment demos, all in one convenient location. February 14th and 15th at the International Centre in Toronto. If you haven't looked it up yet, go to the CanadianConcreteExpo.com and sign up for the newsletter to get special show offers direct to your inbox.
just everything in order. Trying to think of what's next week, what's the next week, what's going on next week, and then just trying to figure it all out as we go. It's so new.
Well, the biggest
All
things
new.
are like right now, like after Dragon's Den, even we had so many different inquiries from like different distributors as well. So just getting it past Southern Ontario. Like we're extremely concentrated in Southern Ontario, right? But we have like those like really large like northern cities like Mines, like even out west, you know what I mean? Like Sault Ste. Marie, we have people inquiring from out there.
What about
So-
America?
We want
Yeah.
America bad. Just think about it. You
There's
can't-
nobody there that has it.
No,
Nobody's done this, right?
Nope.
No.
No,
Have
nobody.
they gotten wind of it yet?
Oh yeah, I've been doing. I like I said, this is the first podcast where I actually had to come in.
Yeah.
I've done a few other podcasts, all American. Like I'm
Good.
going to be honest. I think this is maybe my first Canadian
podcast?
Yeah.
Oh no, I did one with Josh, so that's
Okay,
my
yeah.
second,
Yeah.
I believe Canadian. Yeah, everything.
Did he make you sing? No.
No, he didn't make me sing. Yeah, to be honest, yeah, like all the other podcasts were American. Yeah, like so they have wind of it and stuff, and like through podcasts and social media, right? They know it's there. We're trying to get it out there to the States, trying to find a good route so it's not going to cost a fortune to get it
out there. A lot of the unions in the States are starting to learn about it too. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago you went to Vegas and spoke at one of the big carpenter union gatherings. Mm-hmm. So,
that was
we're
hard.
Getting there.
There's been a lot of people there.
There was about 500 people. I was kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not.
No, that's intimidating.
I was intimidated, and then it was funny. I had all this thing written down. I was supposed to talk,
and all the words were just mixed up.
Pretty much, I didn't say anything that was on there.
Yeah.
Like Primeline,
Jamal.
that's normal. I'm very sorry, Jamal. He was there, and he's like, okay, well, at the end of it, you got to tell everybody, because we brought these little pamphlets and we put it in front of everybody, right? And you got to tell them the pamphlets are there to order.
None of it, huh?
No, I just.
You didn't know what day, hour, month, year. You didn't know anything.
That's
totally normal.
About Zepps Gear.
Totally normal.
I showed the video. I just started talking about it, and I just started like I'm talking now. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't. I'm not a rehearsal. Like I'm bad. Like even when we were in Dragons and half the stuff I forgot.
I know him. I'm like, listen, we are not making a script. We know the product. I will answer the questions. It's fine. I need you to tell your story.
Just tell your
story. That was the best way it went. Yeah. I need Dad to tell his story.
And that's exactly
answer the trade's questions and all the questions he's uncomfortable with, like all the numbers, the back end, the business. Like, it's fine. We're a team. We got it. No worries. So it's the best way to go into it.
Yeah. So there, I winged it. I gotta be honest, it was pretty cool though. I was the only one. Once they see me hang myself, I was the only one who got an applause out of the whole. Yeah,
out of all the presentations.
Everybody actually stood up and applauded. I was like really shocked. Every presentation, they had professional speakers there and everything.
Wow.
And here I am, first time. I've never done anything like this, and I just basically spoke from my heart, to be honest, what I believed in, and I showed thank you to this little girl. She did a nice, beautiful little PowerPoint. So I just sort of followed my PowerPoint, and I said, we're going to watch this video, and it shows you the difference here. And that's when everybody actually opened their eyes and I think realized, oh, wow, like, yeah, there's a problem, right? And, they actually clapped. I was like kind of shocked, like, oh, my God, like, right? And, it went good, but I forgot everything. I apologize again, Jamal. I didn't do, I got to look at his pamphlets, whatever. I didn't do any of that because I was just like, oh, am I done? Let's get off the stage. Like I'm out of here, man.
I know.
That was pretty cool. So, but yeah, you are I guess the second podcast I've done in Canada. So we are in the States trying to get there. People know about it. We're just trying to make it more available and easier for them to get.
I don't even know, I guess, because I guess the first thought is you go down the roofer angle, but it's not necessarily that's the right.
Yeah.
It's more, I guess, the carpenter angle, right?
Yeah, we started with the roofer angle and then realized, maybe we should have started with the carpenter angle.
Yeah, so carpenter, ironworker.
Ironworkers.
Electricians, plumbers.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize, electricians are out there. Who do you think's running all the wire outside, right? They're out there in lifts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Plumbers, everybody, plumber, bathrooms. No, man. You got to understand, who do you think does all the sprinklers before...
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they're doing it when there's no walls up. So they're cold too, right? You know, people like that. This can go pretty much into every trade. Like Sisily was saying, the miners. Everybody's, why would a miner know? Well, you got to think about this. It's the safety aspect of the miners. They do wear jacket. It does get cold down there.
Yes, it does.
And they do have to wear a harness. It's not necessarily they're wearing a harness for working at heights. It's for rescue purposes.
Yes.
So they can clip onto you and pull you out if something does happen, right?
If you do fall somewhere.
People don't realize that, this can be used everywhere, right? And we can make it FR. I see it all the time. I'm not going to say the facilities because I don't feel like getting sued today.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
But there's some facilities out there, big corporation facilities where I know guys are working on these facilities. So what do? They give you all FR clothing. Okay. So it's all fire retardant.
Yeah.
Jackets, coveralls, everything's FR. Awesome, right? And then all of a sudden you got to work at heights. Well, here's a harness. Do you think that harness is FR? No, it's not. And guess what they're doing? Putting it over top of everything.
It's a very good point, huh?
Right? And then I'm looking at these harnesses. I actually show a picture on one of my social media. I don't tell you where I got the picture because I don't need to get trouble.
No.
But you're seeing these harnesses these people are using, and they got burns throughout the whole harness. Just
what
keep
do you think is going to happen
just keep
when
wearing
you
it.
need
Just
that?
keep wearing
Exactly.
it.
I know.
This is the safety guy telling you it's why? What are you yeah, exactly. What do you think is going to happen? If you really look at the rules, like Sisily was saying, the harness is supposed to be tight to your body, and it actually says keep it as close to your body as possible, not to wear over. What do we do? Wear it over. We're doing exactly what it's not telling us not to do, right? And then the other thing is keep the harness clean. You're not supposed to get it wet. Not supposed to get it dirty. Not supposed to get grease on it. It's not supposed to get paint on it. It's not supposed to get stuff on it because it actually
says it on that label.
It says it right on the label. Nobody cares. Nobody. Oh yeah, whatever. Don't worry about it. I walk on. We're doing bridges and painters. That friggin' harness is covered with paint. Oh, are you kidding me? Same thing with welders. I'm watching these guys and they got the harness over top. And the sparks are
Swiss
hitting
cheese, huh?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's what's happening out here.
So you guys have a huge challenge, right? Like, I mean, you not only have to
you gotta
get the new product into safety. Second, get them to understand how to take care of that product. Yeah. And then third, get rid of it when it's already outdated and get the next one, which is brand new and up to date, right?
Right. It's a tough call, and it's a tough, like, we're hitting a lot of industries too. Like, you know, like, and the thing is, like, I have, they didn't really show it on Dragon's Den. I have a third jacket. I have 3 jackets, right? The third one's in patent pending right now across the board. I always want to protect myself, right?
Of course.
And this third one actually took me a little more like time to figure it out. And it's actually for rescuing, right? Rescue jacket. Because I work on the canals and stuff like that too. And I'd see these guys from Spartan Rescue. Other rescue companies too that are out there, right? And okay, so I'm like, they got this fancy D-rings coming out of everywhere harness, right? And I'm like, okay, and what do they do? Throw a jacket over top, okay? And then they're tied off because they got to be tied off too. So now they're putting themselves at risk, right? And then we're working, and I just straight up, I'm bad. I talk to everybody and I ask questions and. Right, and I'll just hit you up, like you're just standing there, and you're like, "Wow, why are you talking to me like this?" Right? So I went up to the one guy, you know, I hand out stickers and stuff, and I said, "Just curious, like I got a serious question for you. I can't wrap my head around this, right?" And I said, "You're out here in the middle of winter, you know, every year, you know, we do the canal, and I see you guys out here, and it's great. I want, trust me, I want to be rescued. Like if something happens to me, come get me, man, right?" And I said, "But I want to seriously ask you a question. So I see you're ready. Yeah. Are you really ready?" And the guy goes, "Well, yeah." I said, "Well, you got a jacket over top. So, well, I got to take it off to come get you. How long? Let's be honest, though. You're going to take that jacket off. I'm in there. I'm like, help me."
What if you're immobilized?
So,
armed, something.
Whatever, right? So now I have to wait for you to take your jacket off so you can actually work properly and rescue me, right? And I said, "I'm just curious." And then one guy straight out goes, "Yeah, you know, it's true." He goes, "Minutes out here, like seconds out here, it's like minutes in there."
Yeah.
That's what he said. And he goes, he goes, "You know what? Never been asked." And he goes, "Think about this. You're absolutely right. Like by the time I take off this jacket, I could have been in the hole." Right? Where now I'm not, you know, like now I got to take off the jacket and get in that hole.
So who's truly responsible at that point? I mean, it should be the safety rep that's associated with that company, but it should also be the company that's associated, right? They should be, it should be going from the top all the way down. Not some guy who's just walking by and looking at it going, something doesn't fit here.
Well, that's just me. Like, because like I said, after I fell, I just started thinking differently.
Yeah.
Right?
That's usually takes the case, right?
And that's usually what happens, right? Because I'm not going to lie. Like, before I fell, I was the same as everybody
Same
else.
mindset.
Just go, who cares? Just get out there. Tie off. I don't care. Just go. Just go. Like, it's got to be done. It's all about timelines. Get it done. Get it done. But now I'm still about the timelines, but you can still tie off. Wear this properly. All right? We can still do all this working properly, right? And that pretty put like my brain thinking. I'm like, yeah. So I just said to the guy, I said, if I make something, you can have a jacket on and you don't have to take it off, would that be more beneficial to you? I go straight up. He goes, you got to think now. I don't have to I just come right in, like literally come in, and that time period is gone.
Yep.
Right. So I started working on that. I had a friend of mine, Joel. He's a firefighter. He helped me out, and there's a place called Quantum Rescue.
Okay.
Actually, the funny thing is, I made the jacket, so I tested it myself. I test everything myself. I'm the dummy.
How many trees you guys up in your
No trees. Actually, this one was in a barn. That's
Okay.
Oh, yeah, those are some good videos. Those are some
After
nice
the tree's been
pictures.
cut into wood and being used. Okay. All
awesome,
right.
bro. So I tested it, make sure, like you can hang there, restrictions, can I sit up in it, and all this motions. I am not a rescue guy, so I just want to make sure there's no restriction.
Yeah, you're flipping upside down too.
Yeah.
We got some good
I'll show
video
you,
on that.
I can show you some videos after.
Wow.
I was flipping
Okay.
upside down and stuff, and so then I said, okay, now that I know you can do all this stuff, I have to get somebody who actually does the work, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm about.
Yep.
I'm not one of these companies big. Oh, we're just gonna make it, and here you go. Wing it, see if it works.
You guys have to actually,
Right. So I gave it to my buddy Joel, and he went and brought it there, and he Quantum, and he actually had it there for almost a year. And I said, just leave it there. I want different people, not like just one person. I need the feedback, right? Different people trying it, tell me what they think. I had people, buy it right now. I'm like, it's not even in production yet. That's the only one. Like, I only got two, one that fits me, and I made a bigger one that'll fit, other people, because I'm pretty small. Yeah, I'm a little guy, right? And everybody loved it. He brought it back. He goes, don't change anything on it. This is perfect. The guys really love it. There's no interference. He goes, it actually works the way you said it would work. And he was actually pretty happy about it. So I'm like, okay, now it's like we got to start getting this one rolling too. So we're just in the mix of just starting to get that one, ready. So that way it can be out in there. And that way people that rescue also have something.
That's very
right?
nice.
My biggest thing is I want to be a company, put it this way, Zepps Gear was never supposed to be. Originally when I did this, it was make it, get a patent and everything, get it to a big company that's already out there.
Them do it.
Let them do it. Just get the little bit of royalty, so I could put this girl through school and my other kids through school and have a bit of a better life. I'm not here to be a multimillionaire. I just want a bit of a better life. And knowing that, to be honest, if I walk into a site and I see my gear out there, I know people are safe.
Yeah.
And I know it's
And
not
other people are going home to their families at night.
Yes.
And that's
And
the whole
the whole background of it.
background for it, right? But I just got pushed where nobody's.
Yeah, but now it's
Right.
growing,
Now
right?
it's growing, right?
And you guys want, I love it. It's a mom and pop shop, literally, right? It's
Pretty
a
much. It's
homegrown
And kid.
business.
Mom, pop, and kid. Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah,
pop,
right.
kid,
It's
man. Yeah,
just-
she's
it's family. It's a
Yeah.
family business,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
great.
That's where the name Zepps. That's part of our Zeppatella.
Yeah.
Zepps Gear. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how the name came about.
At least what's good with doing it like mom and pops, like you can keep the actual value of safety like at the forefront. You're not going to pass it on to a large corporation and have that like mission or goal get lost.
So that door is going to
Right,
come
right.
knocking.
Let's hope so. But we have
guys are-
there's
you can figure that one
non-negotiables,
out.
right? Like
Yeah.
safety is like number one, right?
Yeah.
The value that the jacket brings is the reason
That's
why
the
it was
key.
made.
That's what we're,
So
that's what we're hoping, and that's why we're hoping with the Dragons Den they can take us to that next level,
yeah.
right?
You guys want to share? Can you share what the outcome was, or?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh
already,
yeah, it's
already
on
been-
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
all that,
it's
all that.
working.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
they know all this information. I can stop talking for. Just leave back.
Well, Sisily was
It's
with
all
you.
you.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
They've been contributing quite a bit.
I don't know. I just feel like every time you say something, they look at me.
Well, I'm watching
Oh
you.
no, they're listening.
Engaging, listening.
No, but it's great that the
good.
Yeah.
opportunity did come along, and then
No,
they offered,
Yeah.
right?
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
are you guys working with them?
Yeah, it's like early stages, like
Early.
reaching out, kind of getting sorted.
Okay.
Getting like things
It's part of
figured
the whole
out.
thing. It's part
Well,
of the process.
they're extremely
Yeah, it
busy
takes
people too,
time.
right? So they've got all
course.
their other stuff to deal with, and then following up.
Were you the second group that's been in here recently that has an experience on the Dragon's Den as well?
really?
Oh, we are.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Bunky,
right on.
the Bunky Life people were here, right?
Sorry, the who?
The Bunky Life.
Bunky.
So they
Life.
build assembled small houses that you can just tap together. And
Really?
they actually built it and put it into the studio and presented it to the Dragons, and they
That's
loved it. They were
awesome.
great, right?
That's
so
awesome.
they're working with them as well too. So that's what's interesting. And
That's
all
really
it's
cool.
all from Canada, made here, milled here, and then it's
Neat.
shipped out. And then
Very
that
cool.
show's dropping soon as well.
That's awesome.
Very,
That was
Very
really good.
cool.
So
Very
you know,
cool.
they hear that you guys were on there as well, and
Yeah.
they saw that. It's good that suits see the value of
Yes.
safety.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They're still looking at dollar value.
Oh yeah,
Of
you
It's
know
100%.
it. You know it.
But they're seeing the
100%.
value. When you can start saying that, listen, you're saving so many more lives because of this. It's almost like the jacket is self-taught. It's self-teaching
Yeah.
to the tradesperson.
Very much
Versus
so.
the harness, what you probably see this with the younger trades. They grab and they go and
What? Yeah.
Haven't been with that many women. Like, it was like you can figure out how to do this, right? Like, but with the jacket, you get it, and all of a sudden, you're like, it's almost teaching them how to put it on.
Well, and the jacket helps set the harness. Like the D-ring slot is specifically located right where the D-ring should be. So your D-ring's not down here on top of your butt.
Yeah.
Or like right up here.
So it makes a lot of sense, right? That's what I'm saying is that they look at that and going, okay, you've just eliminated a problem.
Right.
And now they can actually learn better and then be aware of it, right? Which is great.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's funny. It's funny that Sisily says that. I would go on sites and be like, what is this, like a fashion? Like, what's going on here? Because you see some of these guys, they have the harness on so loose. Their D-rings literally like on their butt.
Because it's
like hanging low like their
cool
pants.
looking workwear. Or
it's
whatever
just
it is,
funny.
right?
And I'm like, let's think about this, man. Like, or the straps are like hanging off. Like, what would happen when you fall? Like,
you're gonna fall out of it.
Fall out of your, like, why? Like, and like Sisily said, the whole thing with this, it keeps it right where it's supposed to be. You keep it snug. You're still comfortable now, so you don't have to be, you can wear the jacket so you still look cool, right? You're not covering any, and the biggest thing is not covering any high vis, right? Because let's be honest, like,
it always does.
It always does. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, you got to keep the high, because high vis, it's a percentage. You have to have so much high vis showing. Okay. Yeah. You got the shirt or the jacket, whatever that has the high vis, but then once you put that harness on, guess what? That percentage is gone. I don't care what anybody tells you. It's gone.
No, I agree.
Right? Where this, nothing's gone. It's all there. You see it. You don't lose none of it, and you're protected. Like Sisily said, the D-ring's right where it's supposed to be. Now it's like you're not seeing guys wearing their D-ring down to their butt. Or the other thing I laugh too is I see them and their D-ring's literally like by their shoulder. I'm like, just think about this. Now your D-ring's at, I'll still see. Yeah, it's going to knock you in the head. The reason that it's down here is so if you fall, it's far enough from your head where it's not going to knock you out. That's the purpose, and people don't realize that. And they're like, but it's still there. Yeah. Think about this. You fall and the D-ring's there. It's like instantly, boom, bang.
I'd love to get your opinion, Pete, on something else that I think that should come into the market, which is in Europe, but it's not here.
Yep.
Strapped hard hats.
Strapped hard hats. Okay, so
what are your thoughts on that?
I have a mixed opinion about that, to be honest with you. I do.
You do more high-rise and you're more situations.
And you're right. Europe, they do have them, and they're more, and the hard hats ain't like ours. They're more of, because they're more of a rock climbers type of hard hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what they use there.
Yeah.
The strapped hard hats, now they are good for the rescue guys, 100%. Because they're upside down, they're tipping around, they're like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not, like, we do stuff like that too, but we don't really, we're not upside down or whatever. For me, they tried to bring it onto Tower Scaffold. Like, we were on a site one time, and what happened was, they're like, oh, you got to start, because we wear our stuff like the iron workers.
Yep.
So our hard hats are always backwards, right? And the whole it's visual.
Yeah.
Right? And then we had companies come, oh, no, you got to put it forward. We want a strap, we want this, and we're like, oh. For us, it's that comfort thing.
Yeah.
Putting a strap is uncomfortable, right? Wearing a hard hat, it's like, oh, you got to wear it anyways, right? So why make it more uncomfortable than what it is? So we went with, okay, no problem, we'll tether a hard hat. So we have a tether attached to it, just like a tether.
Okay.
So if it does fall, it's not gone.
Yep.
Right? So a lot of guys started going to the tether, and then we fought them on having the beak in the front, because we're like, okay, let's think about this. When you're looking up, I got the beak. I see the beak.
You can't see.
I can't see him. So you're really putting us at risk. Oh, no, we're not. This is more safer. And then it's funny. My boss, so it's funny. He actually got one of their, he goes, okay, come here. He goes, see my guy over there? Yeah. He goes, okay, now, now come to where I'm standing. Now look at my guy. I can't see him. Oh, I thought you said it's safer. He's got the beak in front of the hard hat, right? Where my boss is wearing his backwards. I could see the guy. But because of that little beak, he couldn't, you know what I mean? I'm sort of out of that.
Yeah, no, I
agree
with you.
That's how he proved his point to him.
You'd almost have to, like, do this kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's how he proved the point to him.
Right?
And then all of a sudden, he's right there. He switched. No problem. We're going to leave you alone.
So what's the theory? I mean, the theory behind the beak is that it protects your face if something comes down.
Exactly. But for us, it's just harder because we're always doing this and looking up. And so that's why iron workers and
I think iron workers should be allowed to get rid of the beak.
Right. Yeah. Well, they
to wear that one, right?
100%. Right. So that's why we wear it the way we wear it.
Because you need to look, right?
Yeah. So me, it's a catch-22. I think certain trades, like the rescue guys, 100%, they should have stuff like that. I think. For me, I'm gonna be honest. It's a good idea. It's a great idea. It keeps it strapped. I don't like the feeling of it because it just feels like something's always like this. And like,
yeah, because you got to keep it tight enough that it stays on your face. And I guess it's.
So I'm more of the tether guy.
Yeah.
Right. So that still, if something happens, it's just in a hand.
But it's ironic that
it's a catch-22.
The rock climbing hats, they're all beakless.
Yep. Because they got to look up, right? Well, I'm just being
for
honest.
obvious reasons.
Obvious
so
reasons.
It's like I think that safety should almost be starting to get more designed for exclusive trade people and trade. I don't think that it should be a universal thing where it's like automatically that this is what you do.
The universal
and it's a spread,
thing,
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But then that starts to become a cost thing.
Yes and no.
As I'm thinking big corporation, right?
Well, here's the thing. Like I've been on a job site, and this is funny. There's a little story for you. So I went on. I'm not going to say where, but I was on a job site, and we're building the scaffold. We had to actually build a stair tower for roofers.
Okay.
For their access. This thing was like 60 feet tall, whatever. Nice, easy, small little thing, right? No problems. The problem is the place we went to. So they were forcing all their guys, I don't know if you know what they are, to wear smoggles. So their safety, their safety glasses.
Okay.
Right? So regular safety glasses, but a smoggle, the whole concept behind the smoggles is for dust and stuff like that, like fine dust and particles, so it doesn't get in your eyes.
Okay.
And it's actually it
seals.
It's sealed. So like around it has like a foam.
Yeah.
The only problem with smoggles is they fog up a lot.
All the time.
You can't see.
I know 3M tried to introduce them for a while.
Yeah.
And I had a pair and I put them on and I'm like, this is great until they get fog up, which is like seconds.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I know.
Man. It's
then they advanced them where they had a little groove, a little hole, like a little channel. You're like, that doesn't work. It doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't do nothing. You're still fogging up.
Your eyes are still breathing, right? You still have oxygen, like. So,
like it just, to me, it's like, okay. So what happened was we got into this place and we got to build a stair tower. So there was an incident there and that's what they did across the board. Everything's across the board, right? It was in a totally different part of the factory where there are particles that float around.
Yeah.
So I could see, okay, for there, I understand. Somebody got something in their eye. They said, that's it. We're switching everybody. Everybody goes to smoggles, right? So over there I could see, but then the problem is everybody else in the factory are hating this because now they're fogging up. You can't see. So we're, like I said, we're a sub-trade. Like, so we come in, we build for other people. So when we came in there, regular safety gear, regular safety glasses, the whole 9 yards. The safety guy comes to me and says, no, you can't wear those glasses.
Since 1991, Mississauga Hardware Center's MHCI, or Saga Tools as the cool kids call it, has been a trusted name in the construction supply industry. Serving the Greater Toronto Area as a family-founded, owned, and operated company, they take pride in their reputation as one of the most respected construction supply providers in the GTA. At MHCI, they stand out for their commitment to fast and efficient service. Their team of friendly, courteous, and knowledgeable staff is available to assist you with any questions you may have. They understand the importance of product knowledge and strive to provide an unsurpassed level of expertise to their valued customers. They take pride in their ability to purchase large volumes of products directly from manufacturers worldwide. This enables them to pass on substantial savings to their customers. Whether you're embarking on a do-it-yourself project, constructing a multi-million-dollar building, or involved in city infrastructure development, their products and prices remain highly competitive within the industry. Order online at www.mississaugahardware.com, or better yet, go and visit them in person and always check out what's happening on their social at Mississauga Hardware Center with CENTRE.
What do you mean? This is our standard. Like, it's their safety glasses. What's the problem here? And he goes, no, on this site, you have to wear smoggles everywhere. We're outside. Like, there's no dust. I said, there's no, the reason, and I'm bad. I talk to guys like this all the time, and I think that's why I get myself in shit. So I just said straight out, you know the reason for smoggles, right? Like, you are a safety guy, right? And the guy just looks at me like I've got 4 heads, and yeah, don't talk to me like that. And I'm like, do you see dust around here? Like, I don't understand it. He's like, no, you got to wear them. I wore them. I got my guys to wear them for about 10 minutes. I'm like, okay.
They're all fogging up, right?
Oh, they're fogging up. Take them off, boys. Put our regular safety guy. Comes back. this guy. I told you to wear a smog. I said, listen, here's the deal. We can't see. So you're saying it's better to put all my guys at risk just because we got to wear smoggles?
Technically, he should be wearing smoggles too.
Oh, he did.
Okay.
He had smoggles on?
He had yeah, and you
They
see
weren't
the guy,
foggy
and
enough?
you see the guy keep going like this. You know what I mean? You keep wiping them, right? So I said, technically, like, you know, like we don't need them here, right? So, okay, you want to play this game? No problem. Pete plays the game with you, right? He leaves. He gives me this. He goes, you got to have smoggles. No problem. I go, give me your smoggles, right to the guys. I took my side I took my side cutters.
And you cut the...
And I cut so all you had was the top part of it, right? So I cut the whole, well, because you can't see, man.
I know.
And I want my guys to
Which
be
is worse? You can't see?
and I'm building scaffold here, like, you know what I mean?
know.
Like, if I can't see where I'm putting that ledger, well, come on, man.
Who came up with the word smoggles?
I don't know,
It
man.
sounds like it belongs in Smurfland or something like that,
Right? Like,
right?
what the heck is
It's like, smoggles?
Yeah, right? So, yeah, I just chopped them. I said, here's your smoggles, guys. Guy comes up. It looks like you got smoggles. You're like 60 feet up. He's not going to be able to tell. He sees the black ring there, right? So, yeah, so the guys were happy because now you can see, right? Because I cut all that away, right? And all they had was just a
Technically,
little
according
half.
to the rules, that's what I mean. I think
But
that's
that's
safety.
where
That's
I
where
think
people
it's
are just
gotta
reading a
be.
book and not understanding a site.
Yeah.
There's book, there's a site.
You have to.
And then there's a tradesperson. So you gotta, I think, individually cater to each of those
Exactly.
scenarios,
I
right?
think-
You
I
can't.
think you're
It
right.
can't be a blanket.
No,
right?
the blanket doesn't work.
It doesn't work at
You
all.
have to. I think you are absolutely right. Where I'm an iron worker, this is my safety. Oh, I'm a carpenter and
That's
I'm
how
doing
it
this
should
right now.
be.
This is my safety. Or I'm a welder. Like, let's be honest. A welder and a carpenter. Do you think we should have the same safety? No. Do you see
No.
me welding? You see
No.
sparks flying?
No.
No. So why do I need all the gear he needs? FR and all that. I don't need that.
You don't. I
Right?
know.
So
that's why.
you should be, like you said, it should be for each individual.
I think it
That's-
falls on the company, on the corporation, but
100%.
also site super, safety rep. They should all be
100%.
aware of that and
They
considering
should.
that, right?
They should. I think realistically things do have to change, and things are changing. They're trying to change for the better.
Too slow, and it's unfortunately
It's
they always wait
slow.
for something traumatic to happen.
And that's the problem. Yeah. And the thing too is it's funny. Some of the gear that these safety companies are coming out with, I'm like, you want me to wear that? Like, so I'm gonna have shoulder problems in the future? Why? Like, you gotta be kidding.
Because you know
me.
what it
can't-
will cause.
yeah, because you can't make it better. You want to make it this way, and I know, and I don't care what anybody tells me. Ever since I've done this, and even before this, it would be like, oh, we can't do that. And I always say, it's because you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's not you can't.
You don't
because
want to do the work.
Because at the end of the day, anything it's just me talking for me, is I believe if there is a vision, I don't care what it is, it's possible to be. If you can think it, you can make it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yep.
that's the way I believe, and I think that's a trait that construction people like us. That's why you have what
They
you
get
have.
it. I have a lot of respect of people on the site.
Because
and
that's
they
what
come
we
up
do,
with this,
right?
yeah.
Like, we come up with things like same thing. Customers, like, I'd be working at okay, you're on the fly. You're thinking of stuff. What if we did this? This is going to look good for you, and I'm going to put this cupboard like this because you're always trying to create, right? So when people say, "Oh, I can't do this, you can't do that," no, don't tell me that.
Unfortunately, there's
Like,
mostly suits that do that. Right?
and that's the problem, right?
Lazy trades, but that's a different story.
We're not going to say that anyway.
No, we got to wrap it up.
let's wrap it up.
soon.
Let's go somewhere else here and
I
let's talk to them
got to
more.
do the 12 questions
Sorry,
of construction. But no, it's been a pleasure talking to all three of you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in and showing us and
By
educating.
the way, we do have new gear.
and I was
coming
gonna
out.
say, you got the gear as well.
Yeah.
So you guys gonna have everything, or like hoodies,
Hoodies,
tees,
tees,
caps,
long
toques.
sleeves.
Tubes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
Long sleeve
Winter's coming here in
shirts.
Canada, and also
It
the
is.
Yeah.
It'll be
Northeast.
on the website soon, coming soon. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can get everything from the website. Just buy it from there.
Yeah.
You can buy everything from there right now.
Ships
right?
across Canada.
Ships across Canada.
Ship going into the U.S.
We're trying to get to the U.S. and everything. We're trying to make it so we can ship across North America. So
Whose job is that?
Mine.
that's that girl over there.
I've got it all set up at home. It's all good. It's
She-
already.
she's the one set-
waiting
You're
to
just
go.
looking for a good tree. That's all you're looking
Yeah, I
for,
know,
right?
right? I gotta go hang
We
myself.
scouts when we're out. That
www.zeppsgear.ca and it's zeppsgear@hotmail.com and zeppsgear all over on social media. You guys are just posting like that's the two you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I help.
me, I know.
I'm there. I'm
Yeah.
doing stuff. It's just they tell me what to do. So it's like, you're gonna do this commercial today. Okay, I'm gonna talk and
You
whatever.
were shooting on the content?
Sometimes.
Both.
They both back.
do,
Yeah,
yeah.
they go back. They tell me what they want, and I do go out there and be the puppet.
He just
You're
listens.
giving them cue cards? Not yet.
You got
No,
five-
Like I
at
said,
that point?
Dad,
Like I
you
said,
can't give them cue cards.
you can't give me. I can't do it, man. I gotta wing it. So that's
You gotta put
just-
the you gotta put the smoggles on to see the cue
Oh,
cards.
there we go. Nice.
All right, you guys ready for the 12
Sorry,
questions?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
What everyday sound brings you guys joy?
Laughter.
Oh, my dog.
What kind of dog?
Hey, boxer.
Yeah, she's a nutty one.
What's her name?
Monty.
Monty.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's actually my family. Like when I hear my
Nice.
kids or my wife talking, it's just like I don't know what it is. It just makes
Nice.
me feel.
That's a good one.
That's just
Very
the way
good
I am.
one. Very true.
Yeah, it's true. Whenever
It's very
I'm
true.
down, if I just talk to one of them, it just brings me up.
Awesome. What's your favorite beverage?
Oh, go ahead.
Want me to go from
Yeah, tell
Whiskey.
the truth.
A particular brand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jack Daniels.
Coffee. Yes.
She's like,
Oh, that's. Wait, no?
I don't know. 23-year-old coffee? What's your favorite beverage?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I guess it would make sense for us, right? Kind of thing.
Well, that's how I stay. I have so much to do in a day. You know, I gotta stay fueled. Coffee and water.
If that's a particular
That is
brand?
what? Honestly, no. Caffeine's caffeine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, orange juice. I drink a lot of orange juice.
You do.
What's your least favorite tool? Could be anything in the world. Doesn't have to be just construction related, but least favorite tool.
Oh, what's it called? Are extension cords considered a tool? Yeah, I hate extension cords. They forever get tangled, and I get so mad.
It's
Just-
because someone does this thing.
it doesn't matter how you do it.
I always
unwind
teach the
it and it
kids,
always gets-
wrap it up like it's a guitar wire.
That's what I
Okay?
do.
That's
In a
as
ball,
simple
throw it
as
away.
you can do. Because the moment you start putting it around your arm and elbow, you're twisting all the cables, and then you lose the factory setting.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Trust me, I learned that.
Oh.
Least
my.
favorite tool.
Could be anything.
I don't love driving. What? Why are you laughing at my answers? Is that
No,
count?
it's not that. It's just like because your generation doesn't like driving.
Well, no, it's just like I just was like.
And then there's
it's
so many more
frustrating.
Ubers on the road because of it.
Oh no, I
because
do
other
drive.
people are
I drive
driving
everywhere.
for you.
I drive a lot though. I think
Okay.
that's why I don't like it. It's
I'm not
like,
disagreeing with your answer.
No, it's just like
I don't disagree or disagree.
The good thing about driving is you get to listen to things, right? It's your time to like
True.
listen, right?
Sure, but you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Mine, this thing right here.
Oh,
I hate it.
true.
Can't stand
That's
it,
a
man.
good answer for
That
you.
is
Very
the
good.
worst tool
Yes.
for me in the world. I can't stand
What
it.
turns you guys on creatively?
I think my surrounding, the atmosphere that I'm
Your
in.
atmosphere, your environment.
Yeah, environment.
Probably certain kinds of music. Focus my thoughts.
Turns me on creatively. I think everything.
Everything?
To be honest, I can't stop my mind. So it's just I'm always thinking.
Wheels are spinning.
Like I'm gonna be honest. Like in here, I'm thinking of stuff I can do.
To hang from?
Yeah,
It's only a T-bar ceiling, Pete.
dude. No, you can't talk like that, man. T-bar. You know what you can do with T-bar, dude? I can make this thing rock. Like, it's just, it's just, yeah. I don't know. I think,
What-
I
what-
think everywhere I go, it's just anywhere.
You're
and
just
everywhere.
thinking.
I just always. Yeah,
So right now there's 3 jackets right now.
Yes.
we have, yeah.
Well, no,
like,
2, but then the third is
we
being
have
worked on.
actually 1 jacket's on the market.
Okay.
The other 2, there's 1 jacket I haven't even revealed. It just has the side ones come out. That's
Okay.
part of the patent and everything.
There's going to be a lot more
And then I have
SKUs.
another. Yeah, there's going to be more
future.
SKUs, but we're
In
just
the
working
pipeline.
on
Yes.
in the product. We're
awesome.
just one at a time. One at a time.
What word or concept do you guys find overused?
Word or concept overused?
Overused.
Overused.
Oh no, or I don't want to. That
Oh, yeah.
drives me freaking
Yeah,
crazy. I
yeah.
can't. You can do anything you want to do. Like literally, like you just don't want to.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Such an excuse.
Same?
For me, that's what it is too. Like
Yeah.
it's-
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
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 You
Or
don't like
K.
the okay?
You
K.
young kids go K. It's like
K.
Okay.
K. But isn't that kind of like harsh? Is that not mean
don't
like a
know.
harsh version of okay? I don't know. It's just
I'm just going to start spelling it out from now on. No more O and K. It's going to be
O-K-A-Y.
O-K-A-Y.
There we go.
Why you always have to be so stern? What's your favorite curse word?
Oh man.
We haven't been cursing all that much. We don't. Usually I give a pass on that one. But if you guys want to curse it up.
I
Oh,
feel like shit. That's bad.
Yeah?
Doing things shit. Try not to, though.
I'm sure there's a little bit of profanity on the scaffolding.
Yes.
In different languages, but you don't have to share them.
It's just, the F word,
F-word always comes up.
Italian fangul, stuff like that. Yeah. I just was thinking of that.
Mine's more like for fuck's sakes.
Okay, there you go. Favorite vehicle in the entire world? Any mode of transportation?
Oh, Peter.
Your
favorite car?
Oh,
which
this
one?
This is what her dog's named after, the Monte
Carlos.
Carlo.
Yeah. What are we talking?
Oh man, I'm talking like. I like the 3 years that were like 78 to 80. So that's when they took the big style and shrunk it.
I know.
And then you know what I mean. They still had all the flair.
It's got a nice little shape to it. That little. I know.
Yeah, man. And I had every year too. I've owned now I don't own any of them, but
all black or what? No, they went to all
No,
black.
different colors.
Yeah.
I had a maroon one. Actually, I sold one to her.
It was 78 Monte Carlo. I bought it from her.
Yeah.
And then the tree was hit by lightning and
crushed it.
landed
Yeah,
on it. That was done.
Very sad day. Very sad day.
You guys just need to start stockpiling some firewood here. Like
trees apparently have a theme.
Yeah.
Oh my.
What's your favorite?
As much as I don't like to drive, I do have a 54 Oldsmobile. So I am into cars. I do like cars, but like like the classic looking cars from the 50, like the classic family car, like the swoopy front and the back, like the teal with the white.
It's like higher than like a minivan. Like they're
tall.
Boats.
They're boats.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What do you guys miss from your childhood? Well, that was yesterday for you.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What do I miss from my childhood? Being able, hold on, let me think some more. Hold on. Missing from my childhood.
Simplicity.
Yeah, simplicity. Yeah, just like kids going out and having fun. Being out until the lights flicked on, yelling out the door, dinner's ready.
Yep.
Yeah. Just the simpler
do kids
life.
do that anymore now?
No.
Probably not.
You're kidding.
You don't even hear kids in our neighborhood playing half
they
the
just
time.
sit at home on their computers now.
Yeah,
It's like,
just simplicity of life back then in the good old 80s.
I think the same for me. That's what I miss. We used to gallivant everywhere, man. Like,
it was.
Every
man.
Like,
and if you get into trouble, that was kind of a bonus.
Yeah, right. Like we used to do everything back then. Yeah, I miss the same thing. Just the simplicity of it.
Simple life.
Just the simple life.
Everything's closed on Sunday. Family
didn't
time.
have to worry about social media. None of that. It was just like, you want to talk to somebody, you go to their house and talk.
Go to their house. I know.
I mean, I miss that. I really do miss the interaction with people.
You ever take the cordless phone and pull out the antenna and try to go down the street to see how far you can go without losing the signal? Not that guy. I did that.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Sisily?
I said simplicity. That was
same with you. Okay, you guys were all on the same factor.
What term or phrase resonates with who you guys are?
Sorry?
What term or phrase?
Family.
Oh.
Family?
Yeah.
Family's a big one, or like empathy's a big thing for me too. Like care. Yeah.
Yeah, raising you 3 kids to caring about. No, not raising. No. Raising them to have like to think and love and consideration for thoughtfulness for other people.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think the same for me. Family is the biggest. For me, the biggest thing is family. Yeah. That's what we do everything for, right? Like, everything's like, you go to work for your family. Everything you do is to make them better and help them better, and you get your kids, and
to be better than what we are.
Exactly, have a better life than we had, right?
If you could master a skill outside of your own, what would it be?
Ooh, how about driving standard? I'd love to know.
You don't know how to drive standard?
I cannot drive standard.
Do you know what standard is?
I do know what standard is. Can I drive it? No. Do I know what it is? Yes.
You and me, the only ones in this room that know how to drive standard.
I think so. So.
He has tried to teach me.
I love going traveling into like a small town and then renting a car and discovering it's standard.
That's what his job is when we go away.
I'm the one who drives the stick.
I love stick. I hate paddle. What's with paddle?
Oh yeah.
Paddle I don't understand paddle at all.
Paddle standard thing?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Just, that's for lazy people.
Semi-automatic.
I don't think I would even be able to use that. No coordination.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What would yours be?
A skill outside of my own? You didn't say one yet.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Driving standard. That's how we got on.
Did you say one?
No, I haven't said nothing. No. I have all the skills. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Spoken like a trade, a trade, huh?
I know everything. What do you mean?
Apparently, he doesn't need to learn how to play the trumpet. He's blowing his own horn.
That's right. See. Okay, I'll tell you mine while she's thinking.
Yeah.
To be honest, I wish I could play guitar. When I was young, I tried to pick one up. It was funny. I used to live right next door to the store, and the guy he was a son. There was 2 sons there, and they were in bands. And every day I'd go in there, he'd have his guitar. He'd sitting there. I was like, I wish I could.
That's pretty cool.
You can still pick it up, man. There's nothing stopping you.
Right? And my hands. But yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I've always wanted to be able to play sports that require hand-eye coordination. Like some of the, like basketball would be fun. Or like
Badminton?
Yeah, badminton. That'd be so much fun. Volleyball. Yeah, all those things. I was always quite terrible at them.
Yeah, but you were good
dominated the mat.
Yeah, you were good at the mat, man. Jiu-jitsu, wrestling. Yeah, this one, she's a fighter. So
that's kind of hand snap coordination.
That's
yeah, it's different.
Big
it's very
hand
different.
snap coordination, especially when you watch her throw somebody to the ground. I'd be like, yeah.
That doesn't look right. Like, if you could speak to an historical figure, who would it be? Who's the first safety rep?
I don't know. I would love to talk to the first safety rep and say, like, what were you thinking? Right? Let's have a discussion.
I don't know. What would you have?
I don't know. I don't know what my answer would be on that one.
Nobody in history you want to just shake hands with or see? Or
Oh, I would
Not that comes off the top
love
of my
to
head.
speak to some of the old lawyers who made the Charter of Rights and Freedoms or some of the big documents that made
that's
Canada
interesting.
Canada. Love to speak to those people. That's quite
Yeah, that is impressive. I'm still pulling a blank. So
I don't know. For me, it would be. I'm thinking, if I would really truly love to, speak to people that would the ones that from Italy, actually created the temples and the churches and
their thought process.
Their thought process, it's just amazing to me. Back then, they didn't have the stuff we had, but the things they built, it's like. Some of the stuff we can't even duplicate.
They're
today,
built over generations, El Domo, man. 400 years.
Right?
Fathers are passing it down to the son's passing it down to their sons. And maybe our great grands will finish this thing.
We'll finish it, yeah. So I would love to speak to people like that.
Yeah.
Where were you?
How do you go into knowing that you're not going to see the end of this?
Yeah, right? For me as a carpenter, I like seeing the end product. And I can say, wow. And you walk away and I did that. You know what I mean? So to do something
you got a product that doesn't have an end right now.
Well, exactly, right? Well, don't worry, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But the thing is, I think, something I think I would like to speak to somebody like that. That'd be cool, man. Just to see what their thought process is. Did you think of something yet?
No, I'm gonna pass.
You can pass. Don't worry.
I gave you time. I even talked a little longer.
I was distracted listening to you. Sorry.
Last question: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at those pearly gates?
What the hell are you doing here? That's what I think might be said to me.
No, I'd like to know that I was supposed to do what I was supposed to do. That I fulfilled what I was here for.
That's a great answer.
I'd really like to
that
hear
is a good answer. What would I like to hear God say to me? Well, at least you made it.
Because you don't need a harness here.
At least, at least from everything you have done through your life, you're still here. I think that's. I would be. I don't know if I'll ever make it there, but I'd be appreciative if he said, at least you made it here.
You'll make us.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate meeting you guys, being on the show and sharing your story. I love the story. It's amazing. I wish you all the best, and whatever we can do to help, we will help. And I want everybody to go check them out, right? So Zepps Gear and www.zeppsgear.ca, Zepps Gear at hotmail.com, and all over Zepps Gear. And I'm sure lots of people DM you guys and leave messages and reach out and ask a bunch of questions. So.
I'll be there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
I just wanted to say, before we get off the air, is all our Zepps Gear stuff, just so people understand, is we went with the Gorilla, but everything's hand drawn.
That's right. You forgot to mention we did it off mic, but not on mic.
Yeah, we didn't do it.
No,
on
it's
mic.
totally because the artist, right? Which I totally respect, and you
Yeah.
could see it. You could totally see it in the design, right?
Yeah, it's all hand drawn. It's none of this computer stuff where I got a print and I'm gonna just, or everything we do is actually from people.
I love it.
Right, you know what I mean. And we're trying to bring other people into our mix to help their companies be better too. This is Werewolf Designs, right? From Will Seward, like he's the one who drew this up for me, right? I don't know if you want to stand up. You could just show the back real quick.
I don't know.
Oh, the back of the logo.
Yeah.
Oh,
You actually got to
stand
stand
up.
up. Yeah. So if you see the back,
it's
like
totally
he actually
cool.
drew the whole silverback gorilla. The whole thing is because, you know, I look at it as a silverback protects their herd.
Of course, yeah.
And they're there for
That's
them,
great.
right? So that's what we want to be. We want to be here for the trades. That was the thought process behind that.
And also from all merchandise sold, 3% will be donated to a local organization.
Awesome.
Just from the merch line.
Yeah. And then the people that actually make our merch is
Ambrose.
Ambrose.
Ambrose, yes.
It's a small company out of St. Catharines.
Do you know what their website is, or?
Well,
They can reach you, DM you guys, and then find out, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. They could DM us. They're just a small company that they're doing printing and stuff like that, and getting.
So this will
shirts
be on
and
the
stuff.
website soon. So
Yeah.
all this
So
stuff.
we just want to let you know the gear is coming.
You guys got
People
a
keep
busy
asking,
fall
so-
season.
Yeah.
Very
Things
much
are
Very
so.
busy.
busy
Here.
fall season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
So
for you.
just wanted to before we wrap up, you know, give credit to people that need credit,
Totally.
right? Because they're the ones
Totally.
say we wouldn't be here and doing this if we didn't have people like that, right? Everybody helps each other. Not a one-man band. That's my crew, right? 100%.
You'd still be up in the tree.
Pretty much, yeah. I'd still be up in the tree. Some of my crew's not here, like I said. Tammy, Jeff.
Shout out to
Shout
everybody you
out
want.
Prime
Yeah,
Line
totally.
Tools.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. You
Yeah,
know, Josh
and
Bigger,
Josh
thank you
for
so
hooking
much.
us up, and yeah,
For hooking us up with this. You know what I mean? There's so many people like Jamie Kick-Ass Careers. Like she's always been on board with us, right? She's always been pursuing anything she does. She always tries to throw Zepps Gear in the mix there because she really believes in it too. We got a lot of the trades that believe in us. Thank you to all the trades that have supported us, right? Electricians, welders, everybody who's really been carpenters. Thank you, Local 18, for really being behind my back. That's who I'm part of. Local 27. You know, like thank you to all the people that come to me and give me insight when I talk to them. You guys
feedback,
don't,
the
give me the
positive. I know.
feedback, right? You know, I really thank people like that give me that feedback and are willing to talk to me, right? I thank all those people. I thank you. For letting
no
us-
problem.
Well, for letting us be on here,
Yeah.
right? I do.
I want to get more
appreciate-
safety reps on the show because I want to point fingers.
Yeah, man.
Let's get it started. There
Right?
you
But
go.
no, I appreciate everybody who has supported Zepps Gear. We really want to give you guys know who you are.
Yeah.
I can't name everybody, but we
Yeah.
want to give you the support and thank you. And as we can bring some companies up with us, we're hoping like with Zepps Gear, like the logos and all that stuff, and the people that manufacture.
You're
the
just helping the whole
shirts.
industry. You're helping all the tradespeople.
what we're hoping,
You're helping all
right?
the young ones that are coming up and the
Let's
old ones
make
that
the
are.
industry better.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Right?
Really,
That's
It's-
the
in the end, it's
goal.
like you said earlier. It's just we want everybody to come home.
Yeah, we
Safely,
want everybody
right?
to come
So that's all
home
it
and
is,
be
right?
safe. Like we even got a ratchet out there right now. That's
And if you're a tradesperson out there that's
extension.
listening and you think
Check
you've
it
got
out.
an interesting idea, but you think in the back of your head it's a crazy idea,
give us a call.
keep on going forward and speak to people that have actually gone down that same crazy path, right?
Yeah, man. Like like at the end of the day, the goal with Zepps Gear is we want to, you know, we're gonna keep pushing forward with everything. Like I said, I do have a tool out there also for scaffolders, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't made by me, to be honest. Cam McVicker, thank you so much. He's the one who actually designed it. He's seen that we were racking our hands, and he added extensions to the Podger ratchet, and now we
Nice.
actually produce it through Prime Line Tools. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for producing those ratchets and getting them out to people that need them, right? And that's the goal. So if there's people that we want to be a company where it's like, if you have an idea and you don't know where to go, you can come to us. If we can grow that big where we can say, you know what, if this is, we look at it, evaluate it, you're a tradesman, I'm a tradesman, let's really check it out. If it's worthy, we'll try to bring you on board and help you out, right? You know what I mean? That's the goal, right? To make everything better.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
All right.
Really
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ready, Angelina?